Hey everyone, today I'm going to react to three true um toy store toys for that's a lot of Toy Stories. I mean three true Toys R Us horror stories with rain sounds. Um on the last video I posted I did that and do two Halloween videos, but I don't want I decided not to do it because it's trick or treat, and I kinda figure what's gonna happen, and based on how long the last video I did, because I kind of did two separate topics, one of the reaction, and one over what I thought of the episodes of Chucky, the last two episodes that came out last week and this week, and so yeah, and I wanted to do my reaction to this, and I guess no one really told me about these videos. I just saw them pop up on my home the home screen my YouTube and I kind of just wanted to do these videos because I'm interested in these types. And I heard so many stories of Toys R Us. I never been to Toys R Us, but I bought my parents. I think one time my parents bought me something Toys R Us, but I never really went inside. I was like really young, so by then, when I believe 1 or 2 video has been everything, all the Toys R Us stores have been closed because of bankruptcy and stuff. So it's just like Blockbuster. I never got a chance that much to go inside. I think they did have one in where I go to college at. In front of Jelseen, where I go to college at. Um, but I think there used to be one many years ago. I remember there used to be an old mall as well, but I never went. I think I may have been. I feel like I have, unless I never did. And my mom told me about it, but it used to be an old mall here, and um, it got it was turned to something else or something like that. It got closed or it's still running today, but no one goes into it that much unless they do. I have never seen it. Every time my parents are driving near it, they never do. And when we do pass by it, they tell me right afterwards, like we just passed it, like really? Why don't you ever tell me? I always wanted to see the old mall here. And I heard some, well, anyways, I heard some Toys R Us um true stories that are creepy. Like I heard some from Jessie V, which I love her videos. Super. I gotta say, you should subscribe to her if you like spooky stuff. She's such a good YouTuber. I've been a fan of her for over a year. Was again over a year. I'm not. I know I said I wanted to subscribe to her, but I never knew anything about her videos until like recent, like till like 2020. Wait, they turned. Yeah, 2020 and around around Christmas time because I think one time I saw um her on a TikTok and I looked on her profile and saw that she has a YouTube account and I started watching and watched I think a couple of her videos and I enjoyed them. One of them I think I saw a few months ago Toys R Us or around the same time the first time I subscribed to her channel. And she did Toys R Us videos um a couple times, I think 2 or 3 times, and I watched them all. And I heard one of them about some person at McDonald's who stole from McDonald's food, but they never and they caught him, but he escaped from jail and he stayed at a Toys R Us. That's what I heard. That's what she said, and now I'm kind of glad I never went to any because I don't feel like being never been into one as a kid because I feel like I would have gotten taken by a person. And well, here's the thing. They said he never was a person that would hurt them. He would just put them in freezer, but before putting them in the freezer, he would give them jackets, which was, I guess, nice. Well, it is nice, but not nice the part that has to be stuck in the freezer until someone actually finds them. That's the only part that's pretty, that I don't, that I think is creepy. But he would never harm them. He would just give them a jacket and tell them to go in the freezer and wait till someone actually comes and opens the freezer door. So eventually, I think they did find him. So, anyways, I want to get this through because I had to do I watch a movie for one of my classes. I watch a Face in the Crowd, and I eventually want to do my reviews over the movies I did in drama class. And one of them I love watching. Oh, one of them I seen before having to watch it, but y'all are gonna have to see it someday next week or whenever I get a chance. But anyways, let's get into this video and let's go. Yeah, wait, 10 minutes, almost 6 minutes have passed and I still haven't got into the video. Wow, that's the longest time I had to wait. No, wait, last time it was like 8 minutes or 10 minutes.
This happened back when I was in high school. At the time, I think I was like 15, and most of my free time away from school was me either playing video games or hanging out with my friends. I had a pretty good number of friends at school, and would hang out with them all pretty frequently. I remember that one day, I was with my friends Jake, Sam, and Jordan. We all lived in the same city and could walk to each other's houses. We had been at Sam's house, who lived the farthest away from me, and also within walking distance of our houses there was a shopping center with stores and restaurants. It was summer, so we all had a lot of free time. I don't remember exactly why, but I do remember at nighttime one day, we went to one of the stores in the area and a few of us got some snacks and things like that. When we left, we had to walk across basically the entire shopping area to get back to the neighborhood that Sam's house was in. We crossed on one of the streets at the crosswalk, and then, instead of going back the way we came, Sam suggested that we take a shortcut through the parking lot of the old Toys R Us. This Toys R Us was closed and abandoned. It had closed the previous summer. The building was on the side of the shopping center, and going through its large parking lot led to a small woods that then went to Sam's neighborhood. It was a good idea, even though we had to cut through the woods, as well as the very dimly lit parking lot. We walked through the parking lot, and Jordan got curious and began to peek inside the doors of the old Toys R Us. I followed him, and we both looked inside. He really couldn't see much, but from what I did see, it looked mostly empty and dark. However, there appeared to be a small light coming from somewhere inside, towards the back, mostly out of sight. It was as if one of the lights was on. It was interesting and sort of creepy to see the old abandoned Toys R Us like that. I had memories of going there when I was younger, and I'm sure all my friends did as well. After looking around for a few seconds, we backed off and decided to continue heading home. We moved past the building to the side of it, where there was a small side parking lot and then the woods. As we approached the entrance of the woods, we all froze when we heard a noise. It sounded like an animal, or maybe a person, was in the woods about 50 feet down. Then, we saw the Toys R Us giraffe, or a person dressed in the old Toys R Us giraffe costume. It was an extremely creepy sight to see coming out of the woods at that time of night.
Mm-mm. I've never seen something like that. All like people will dress up as animals because they creep me out. And that's good if people dress up as a Reaper. Oh, I guess gotta see someone as um the cheapest person and he got his ass kicked the F out on the last movie, which I know and pretty bad. I heard lots of movies where people saying the movie's super bad. It's like the third one. The only ones I liked was I like the second one more than the first one. Maybe like two, one, three, four, like that. So yeah, I'll be afraid I see anyone dressed up as any animal characters, any um person dressed up as Jeepers Creepers. I'd be startled to see someone dressed up as Michael Myers, but they have a knife. Oh hell no, I'd be afraid of that. Um, Ghostface. I'm not afraid of Ghostface. A damn human. I could knock his ass out. Even if it was a female. I don't know what it hurt them as a female is just for self-defense. We all know where they hit a man at, so it shouldn't be that hard. Chucky depends. Yeah, Freddy. I'm not afraid of him. If Freddy was in my dreams, he'll get the hell out. Like, yeah, after me in my dream, I want to sleep. Like here's the thing I would have told to Freddy. Like, bitch, you have these ugly ass red teeth, man, a rusty ass building that has nothing but poles and stairs that are all rusty and yeah, it's disgusting. And like, where do you sleep in this place? Where do you go? What do you do? Do you even sleep at all? I'd be asking him so many things, and to the point that he would just literally give up and just like, make him never come into my dreams. Like, bitch, ain't come in my dreams ever again. So, yeah. But the remake, what the hell? I like the remake. This is very controversial. I know people really hated the remake of Freddy, but I really did enjoy it. I've seen it a couple of times and I liked it either way. Um, and what else? I'm trying to think what else is creepy. Uh, I don't know. What would I be afraid of? Someone just a bash. But oh, I said bunny is scary as hell. I don't like bunnies. And uh, Santa Claus, no, not really. He's creepy because he knows when you're sleeping. No one's gonna. He first of all, who the hell came up with that line? Like, who wants to know? But I know when you sleep, and better watch out. You better not cry. And I'm telling you what, I'm just coming to town. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Something. Nope. I don't care who the hell made that. Right? That's how a kid not see that's creepy. He's when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it as a child, but now I think about it. As I think about it now, nope, that is not gonna happen to me. Nope, nope, nope. Hellraiser, hell yeah, has a pins all over him. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Like, a giraffe? Nope. He's tall as hell. I don't like anything with a long ass neck and
He
that has a
looked
long
directly
neck.
at us and just stood there. Pretty sure none of us were able to move from the shock of the situation that we were in. Then, the giraffe started to slowly move forward, all while looking at us the entire time. Before we knew it, the walk turned into a really strange-looking run. The giraffe was now chasing us. All of us bolted for the woods and ran for our lives. We didn't stop until we had made it out the other side and into the quiet streets of Sam's neighborhood. Once we had made it there, we all scrambled to find each other, and then continued at a fast pace all the way to Sam's house, which was another 3 blocks away or so. After getting back, we told Sam's parents what we had witnessed, but they didn't seem too concerned about it, and looking back, if I was them, I probably wouldn't have been either. But years later, it's still one of the more creepy memories that I have. Why was there someone dressed as a Toys R Us mascot outside when they had been closed for almost a year? Maybe it was some guy trying to scare people, but I'll never forget it.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Impossible or Bacon Whopper, I rule this day. And BK, have it your way.
I remember that when I was a kid, Toys R Us was my favorite store to go to. I wouldn't get to go there all that often, but when I did, it was just amazing how there was an entire big store just for toys.
Sorry. I had to pick up my pants are falling. Oh, shit. I hate when that happens during a damn video.
When I was probably like 10 years old, I went with my mother one day. It was my sister's birthday later that week, and my mother was looking to get her some presents. Of course, I was happy to go with, but when we got there, we went over to the girls section, which didn't really interest me. I wanted to go over to the race cars and the action figures and stuff like that, or better yet, the video games. I knew where my mother would be, and I didn't see a big deal in going to the other end of the store while she looked. However, I only had to go a few aisles over to find some things that interested me more. Like most times I was there, I saw so many things that I wanted, and I felt like I could spend hours in the store. I came across the Lego aisle, and I saw some of the cool displays they had. That was another thing that I really liked about Toys R Us, is how they would have little displays everywhere throughout the store. Anyways, I was just looking around, and picked up a couple of the Lego people and
Something's about to come up. Something creepy about having because it makes that
the
sound.
display just to look at them, when suddenly I was grabbed from behind out of nowhere. I hardly noticed anybody else in the area at all that I had been there. I was really startled and looked up to see a guy with grayish hair and a blue jacket on. I then noticed his Toys R Us employee tag. He told me I wasn't supposed to touch the display and that I was in big trouble. I told the guy,
First of all, you don't grab into kid's little arm. Like, nuh-uh. Don't do that shit. If some kid just do that, I'll scream the hell out. Like, nuh-uh, bitch. Like, ooh, I'll be pissed the hell out. Like, kid, I'll probably won't get pissed. Oh no. First of all, if some person just grabs you like this, or something like that, you should know, kid, like, you're in a dangerous, situation. Like, there isn't an employer. I know damn well he's not an employer just because, I don't think employers would just do that. I think it would just say, hey, like, don't be touching anything, but touching, I think employers would know not to touch them, especially if they're on camera. Anyways, let's go back to this video.
sorry, and he asked me where my mother was. I said she was a few aisles over and pointed. I expected the man to walk me back over to her, but instead, the guy started walking in the opposite direction, all while gripping onto my arm tightly. I told the guy I was sorry and I wouldn't do it again, but he said that it was too late. We walked up to the front area of the store, and now I was getting nervous. I thought I was in some serious trouble, and I didn't know it was really that bad. I hadn't broken anything. Then, we walked past the registers and headed out of the store for the parking lot.
Please, no. What the heck? Like, dude, that's red flags, red flags, red flags. Scream the hell out. I would have been doing that. Nobody should not be touching my arms. Like, and if you, like, no. And first of all, the mom's so stupid. Like, go with your child. You don't let your child walk away themselves, especially if they're like, well, I don't know how old he was. Did they say who old he was? I have to go check in a bit. Anyways, hell, no, 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 just no. You're gonna, like, how did the mom not see the kid go all the time? How did no one see that little kid? Like, someone grabbed them like this and pulling the kid and acting like, I would sue Toys R Us. That sue Toys R Us if I heard my child was like that. First of all, my dad won't even have because I'm gonna be watching my child the entire time. And that was me in that situation. And hopefully the mom actually sues this place because first of all, since it's based on a true story, this mom better do anything to sue this place because um none of the employers saw what happened and they're supposed to be looking around everywhere, especially the police officers. There will be a police officer in every entrance. If they do that in mall, they do it in Walmart, they do it everywhere. But seriously, my friend is cops are always around in stores. They should always be around. I see them everywhere around my campus. I see them around at the school. I see them around stores all the time. So what the hell? I'm pretty sure before before Toy was knocked the hell out. Um, I know damn well they were all had security guards around the place watching over the kids because I know damn well that lots of kids have been stolen way before Toy um became a bigger thing in recent years before it got closed. So yeah, what the hell?
When we started to leave, that's when I got a really bad feeling. It wasn't until that point that it occurred to me that maybe this guy didn't work at Toys R Us at all. The problem was, now we were out of the store and my mother was still inside. His grip got tight around my arm as we walked through the parking lot. The store wasn't too busy and there really weren't that many cars in the parking lot. When we reached what appeared to be the man's car, I noticed there was a car parked a few rows across with a mother and another kid getting out. I waved to the kid out of kind of desperation and said hi to him. The kid waved at me, and I remember the mom seemed to look over and saw how the guy was sort of pulling on my arm. The guy must have noticed this, and to look less suspicious, let my arm go, and he now pushed on my arm instead of grabbing it. He was trying to lead me into his car, and as soon as his grip was gone though, I took off running over to the store as fast as I could. No doubt I was much faster than that guy. At first, he tried running after me, and I was really scared, but once I had made it about 20 feet, I knew he wouldn't be able to catch up with me. I had a great feeling of relief as I crossed the doorway back inside the store, and then ran to find my mother, who was now standing near the front end. She looked concerned and asked me where I had gone. I told her, and it led to a whole big thing. The police came down to the store, and the manager and several other employees gathered around. I didn't realize just how big of a deal it was at the time, and how lucky I was to have gotten away from the man, but now I'll never forget it.
I step over negative perceptions.
You should stop doing that shit. Like I literally just saw like I literally um I just paused it for like a good like 2 or 3 minutes and you keep on saying Jimmy's sad and if you pause it like you wouldn't have to get so like do this.
I used to work at Toys R Us years ago when I was younger. At the time, I was in high school, and I worked there my senior year through the summer after graduating high school. This story takes place on one night, just like any other. It was a weeknight, and after we closed, I would occasionally stay after to help straighten up the store. It was maybe 30 minutes or so after we had closed, and I only worked for about another 20. I was pretty much just ready to go home. I was reorganizing some of the remote control cars on the shelf, which were a little bit out of order. As I was doing so, I thought I started to hear like a whisper. Now, I was the only person in this particular area of the store, and I knew that. There were only 2 other people working, and they were both at the front end of the store. As I kept working, I heard it again, but louder. It sounded for sure as if somebody was whispering from somewhere. I couldn't quite put my finger on where it was coming from. I called out, "Who's there?" I asked. I heard a whisper of somebody going, "Shh." It really freaked me out. None of my coworkers would do something like that. I knew them pretty well. Plus, even if they were, I couldn't tell where this noise was coming from. It was a pretty big store with lots of aisles and displays, but I knew they had to be close based on the whisper. "Who are you and what are you doing?" I asked in a serious tone. I heard a very quiet laugh, and then someone said, "Over here," in a sort of half whisper. This gave me more of an indication of the direction that it was coming from. I looked over in that direction, but I still didn't see anyone. I kept on looking there. My eyes were drawn to that area, as if I knew that somebody was there someplace. And then, I noticed it. We had one of those small model houses that little kids can play in, and it was on display. I saw through one of the windows somebody was looking back at me. It was a crazy-looking man. When we made eye contact, I heard him whisper for me to come over to him. Instead, I ran in the opposite direction to try and get as far away from him as I could. I sprinted to the front end of the store where my coworkers were. When I got there, they saw how distraught I was and asked me what was going on. When I told them what had happened, they both went to look, but when we went back there, we couldn't find the man. He had left the house, and after calling out to him, and even using the store speakers, we couldn't find him or get him to leave. Eventually, we had to call the police. After they showed up, they found the man hiding in one of the back corners of the store.
So this is how it ended. I think they're like kind of like creepypastas, but like real creepypastas, to be honest. But the boy, the thing about these, I can really picture what's going on if they're doing like if Mr. Baldwin does. If you haven't seen his channel, he's good too. Like I said, Jessie B, you should definitely check out her videos as well because I know she does lots of spooky videos, dark, nostalgic, turns into like creepy things. But you gotta check out Mr. Baldwin and Jessie B for um more of these dark content, but also check out this channel because they do creepy stories as well, true stories as well. Well, I think just to be this like some true story. Some of them are true, most of them are true. Lots of them are true, then most of them are like creepy passes. But they're very interesting because at the some of them they are scary, they are creepy and dark and creepy. We're not like so we never give you all a jump scare, of course, but anyway, she does um tell it really good, and yeah. I was trying to do an edit on this video, but I don't think I'll be able to. Well, I could try. Yeah, I'll do it anyways. I really don't care for how long I would upload because this video is very I think it was just as long as the first one, to be honest, and what I just did. But like I said, the first story, I think I'll nope, I'll run away. I think someone just about like I think a giraffe. He said nope, nope, nope. The giraffe and I don't think if someone's pulling a prank, I would have whooped their ass. Like, here's the thing: if they have a knife, that bitch, then yeah, I'll send up running. But if he doesn't have nothing with him, ooh, I will find a big ass stick and whoop his or her ass for doing that shit. Because, bitch, you don't know. Oh, bitch, I wouldn't care. Like, I'm glad I don't have one near me right now. I have a toy rest near me. I didn't just and the other upper states and Texas. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But you should know where I kind of live and my social media that I have is Instagram. I finally made my own YouTube Instagram account on my and it's called of course the same name on and as is on here. D Nathan presents. That's my name on Instagram, the YouTube account name on Instagram. I credit that because at least if y'all know who it is, it's me. Then I have my own regular account where I post like pictures of myself and then no, well not nasty pictures, that came out wrong, but I do post lots of pictures on there as well as with my family and friends and other types of video pictures. I mean, I put some videos, but not very much. Um, I used to get really lots of likes on my Instagram videos back in the day, but now that it's very, very low, like 16 to 15, like 10 or less likes, and each video or photo post on there now. I went down a lot. I don't know how, but I used to get like 80 and higher likes in the back in the like whenever I first I can't say the last time I got that much likes was back in like 2019 at the late. Yeah, it's about 2019. About the last time I actually got like lots of likes on like videos and photos that got put on my Instagram. But yeah, I don't care. I really don't care about that anymore because um Monday pretty much people want to start liking them once I get really popular on YouTube. And either way, I don't want to change the fact who I am. I'm a weird person. I'm being weird. I want to be weird and normal because what does I don't know what a normal person really does. Anyways, the second story. I thought the second story is about. What is the second story again? What is the second story about again? One was a worker, one was a person that went there. Oh, this kid getting kidnapped. I said where I said about that one, and it's very long. The last one, uh, sounds similar to what I told y'all before I started this video. But the Jesse V kind of similar to it, but just this one's a little bit different. Uh, this one was inside the house. This one was behind a rack of bicycles, I think. That's what Jesse V said. Anyways, um, that's what I'm gonna say about this video reactions. But if you want to see more reactions to my on the channel, comment down what the videos you want me to see, and I will eventually get to them. I hope everyone had a good day today, and see y'all next week, I believe. But whenever I see a video I want to react to, uh, publish it. I mean, upload it whenever I can. So later.